Welcome to the 2022 Trilogy Challenge Challenge. I'm Danny Lindahl, joined by AJ Risley and Anthony Vanden Heuvel, and in this video we're taking on one of our local courses with the discs from this year's Trilogy Challenge. The discs are: the driver is a Gold Line Burst Saint, straight to understable fairway driver, a VIP Ice Tursus, an understable mid-range, and a Prime Burst Agent, a slightly overstable putter. Remember to head to trilogychallenge.com to look into playing or running your local Trilogy Challenge. Let's check in with the action on hole 1.
So, know that guy.
Yeah, hole 1 is 291 downhill. We're not playing the island, but it's there.
Well, we are. We're just not playing it as an island.
That's true.
Short layout denotes that everything's in bounds.
The OB lines are just made up.
But Tony was trying to get me to play the island on that shot because I missed by like 3 feet.
And then he changed his tune right about now.
Right.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Hey, if you're 30 feet away from the island, that's in bounds. Hey, and if you're surrounded by water,
Also safe.
Very safe in the water.
The math checks out. So I went with the agent here just because I wanted something that I wasn't going to flip over to the right. Why did y'all pick the mid-range, the Tursus?
I had a little bit of previous experience with the Tursus, so I had a little bit more trust, no pun intended, on that disc to hold straight rather than flip like a Tursus would.
These were, for me at least, a little more stable than the other Tursuses that I've tried.
Yes.
This is AJ for birdie. Are you outside the circle here?
No, just inside.
Nice.
Should have said yes.
Uphill putt, though.
Good catch by that veteran. And yeah, that was, first putt of the day, too. I was stoked.
You'll love to see it. This is old hole 2 from Jones East, 314 par 3. You're going for the turnover line.
Yep,
and
with
it
the Saint.
just kind of died. Anthony also going for that line.
I forget my exact words, but I think I told AJ that his would have been good if he threw it more left.
See where to go.
So I threw it more left, even more into the ground.
Mission complete. I decided to try and go for the hyzer line, and instead accidentally went for the straight at it line.
And the Saint has your back on that one. You almost aced it.
It's very straight. The Saint is very similar to like an Escape, but a little bit more overstable, at least when I threw it in the past.
Flash chain.
What was the wind doing? It was blowing kind of hard, but what was it actually? What direction was it? Do you remember?
It was coming from the south, so it was left to right at this point.
Gotcha.
Always towards the freeway.
You with your cardinal directions.
What can I say?
The agent kind of has it's got weird glide, right? Like when you need it to glide, it does on a putt, but on an upshot, it kind of sticks. So it's interesting. I had no real problems putting with it.
Hey.
Same. Yeah, well, all three of us are Warden putters. And
True.
it feels kind of similar to that, a little bit deeper, in my hand at least.
These Prime Burst agents compared to the Classic, I'll just say it now, like I was having trouble. It's like just a little bit concave where my thumb goes, and I am not used to that.
Yeah,
So
these were
that
very
was-
flat.
That was just
That was sick.
messing with me.
This shot here, if you look up the flight line of a Saint, that's what it looks like. That was pure, beautiful.
Huge
Not where
rip.
the basket is, but it was a great shot. Like it was super smooth.
And this-
Also, not where the basket is, Danny.
Yeah. I was joking. Like we had one shot left, one shot straight, one shot to the right, and none of us could get to the basket.
Right.
Yeah, seeing these Tursuses can actually they'll hyzer back. A lot of times the Tursus will just flip up and hold to the right, and you don't have to worry about it fading out. But these you could actually kind of work, which is I guess good for a Trilogy Challenge.
Yeah, this was my first real experience with that disc, and I was expecting more understable flights out of it. I was really pleased with how much you could trust it, like we were talking about.
my God.
In a little bit of wind and on shots like hole 1 where you can just kind of throw it on a hyzer and get it to go straight rather than tip over and just never come back.
Just left side. Warden would have been in there. That's all I'm saying.
100%.
Not with my upshot hitting those trees. This is hole
pretty
4.
pissed at that point.
Yeah. This is 357. It's just pretty much that shot exactly.
Basket's like right there, dude.
It's a Saint.
Yeah, you executed that just as close to perfection as you can get without going in the bucket.
That was sick. AJ, very similar line here, just a touch more hyzer, and it's bombed. Like that's really far. You were pin high with the left pin there, right? And that's like 400 at least.
I think I was 10 or 12 feet short of it. I was really stoked with that
Yeah.
with that throw. And then it just didn't hold the
I would
turn.
throw a forehand, but I don't really have anything stable enough.
Yeah, this was a shot that I leaned on the Tursus a little bit more than I expected to for. When I couldn't throw a forehand because I didn't really have an overstable disc.
Right.
The tersis on a backhand kind of covers that shot.
The tersis for when you don't have a forehand.
There you go.
It's actually
Here, you parked the other basket.
that basket.
Right, gotta go with blue. But hey, that's one of the beautiful things about this trilogy challenge is it forces the player to adapt. We only got 3 discs, and they're not like you mentioned, they're not perfect.
AJ, look at that.
Well, they're perfect for Anthony, apparently.
Look at that. On this hole.
That was so sick.
Look at that.
It was extremely sick. Like trust me, I looked at it plenty when we were recording.
Never make the first straddle putt of the round.
In person.
I was blown away.
Hole 5 here is just a little shot over the water, or you could go forehand at it and fade towards the water.
Oh my God. I don't know if I've seen someone do that yet. I
Yeah.
don't know if I've come across a madman.
I was kind of concerned with you throwing the tersis here because I thought it might hold straight, but no, you got the touch with that disc.
Almost dunked her.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I knew that I had to scoop it with that hyzer, and so
I thought I had
felt
those
good about how I
bridges.
did that.
You can see with mine and Anthony's shot just how stable that agent is. It's a really nice driving putter.
So, yeah.
Yeah, that was.
Same time. Thanks, AJ.
Hey, let's put it at the same time.
You guys were like same time, and then just didn't count down and just putted.
And here's Anthony just
This is a
unleashing on a
smash.
saint.
This is a new basket if you've played this course before. This is 382 feet. The basket is on the other side of all of those trees. If you watch AJ's disc here, this is perfect.
Forget mine. The basket's over this way.
That was incredible.
Thank you.
Big hyzer. That right to left wind just kept it up. Usually I would throw something faster here, I think. I think I would usually go like maybe Raider.
So would I.
Yeah, but this Saint worked out really well.
Probably short.
Anthony's is...
I still basically have a par 3 to the basket.
It was crushed.
Hey, there's all 3.
Right, yeah. Went
You
real,
might be out of bounds.
And you're still out, dude. Sorry.
Parked. And then there's our drives
get
with the Saint.
What's up, guys?
No, go ahead.
Oh, you got me by 6 inches, man. Dang
I
it.
really did.
Oh,
That
you
was
got me?
about
Nice.
it.
That was a sick shot.
Yeah, you're
Yours
still
was
out,
pure
Anthony.
hyzer, too. Mine, like, flipped up. So.
Yeah, okay.
3 holes away.
And then another shot where we got to rip on a hyzer and trust.
Yeah. This had a left to right wind, didn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, so it was really easy to just flip it and go OB. So you put a ton of hyzer on yours. I put not quite enough on mine, but it worked out.
Safe, please.
That's a shot the
Alright.
Saint's really good for. If it flips up to flat, it's going to go far, and it's not going to fade too hard either.
Yeah, a ton of glide.
Woo!
Oh,
He
boy.
sank that
Hopefully
one.
less
He's-
glide.
I mean,
Wow, he sank that one.
Cajun Danny's on the call.
you going Tersis for your upshot here?
Yeah, it was a low ceiling there up by the pin, so I just wanted a little bit more glide than I would get from the agent, and
I was thinking of that upshot that I threw on, I think 3, where it would like it was just like a forehand, but a backhand, and I did not do it correctly there. That is probably 80 feet from the pin. AJ, little floater there.
Yeah, I got a little too comfortable with mine. I shorted it a good 25. Yeah, 20.
It's a sick hat though.
Big straw hat.
Do you know what like that style of
Laying
hat
me
is called?
down. I don't know if it has a style. I've just been calling it big straw hat.
Big straw hat.
it definitely has a style,
Yeah.
but I'm in on rebranding it to Big Straw Hat. Yeah, good putt.
We had left to right wind here on my jump putt too.
Oh,
And here we both said like there's no way we miss high.
Right,
And we both just missed high.
I was aiming at the band because I thought there's no way I hit the band.
Hole 8 here, 447. This plays. I totally lost this shot. It's to the right of your screen right now.
Yeah, whoever's idea was to bring light blue discs to film this video.
yeah. Light blue discs.
It's all they have.
to
I
throw
lost that
right into
immediately.
the sky.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so much more ceiling.
Yeah.
Such a there's no ceiling on the left side, and this right side is. I love this tunnel. Not with a 9-speed.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Right. This is definitely something where a faster, like we're talking about, high-speed disc would be coming out of my bag.
This was mostly I just saw the tunnel and I thought how sick would it be if I just threw it perfectly down the tunnel and didn't even see the trees.
Oh,
I went for style points. And as typical with me, it didn't pay off.
Right.
Still got the bucket
Same.
hat though.
Yeah. So here you're about
Yeah,
She's a
260, 270 out, you think?
That is amazing.
If not more.
Yeah.
If this hole's
20 short,
450,
maybe, but that's a great
I think
shot.
my tee shot was 150.
Oh, no. Yeah.
It was rough.
So you went putter. I had a little bit too much left to get, so I went with the Tersus, and I just hoped that mine would fly like AJ's. And sure enough, it did.
20 short.
Easy.
AJ, you have a nice wide open upshot here. Buttery with that agent.
Also to be noted, though, AJ missed the unofficial official Mando, so
There's like an M spray painted on that tree.
Ruh-roh.
yeah.
Yeah.
Here, we were joking Anthony was getting razzed by this squirrel up in the tree.
Jerk.
He was interested in putting, but he wasn't very good at it.
Same.
The jumper comebacker. Those are hard to make. Nice
You
putt.
just pull an arrow out of your quiver there?
It was
Is that
like
what
a
that was?
really exaggerated fist pump, but it did kind of look like, you're going for the bow and arrow celebration.
I was aiming here.
And we're
Oh,
checking
you were
out the
aiming
squirrel
high.
again.
The
Yeah,
squirrel,
yeah.
the squirrel, he's razzing you, but then you make the putt, and he's like, "Hey, good putt."
Yeah.
So that's
Like
that's
he's
solid.
mad on the inside, but he's being cool about it.
He's a true sportsman, that squirrel. Moving on.
Hole 9, 313 feet. I didn't know. I kind of wanted to throw the Tersus here, but I wasn't sure on the angles because we are going into like a smidge of a headwind.
Right. I was going, and I wanted to do a hyzer flip scooter right at the basket, and
Yeah.
I just misfired
Just
way early. Felt
Barely
good about
too
the
much
power.
hyzer. Yeah. In between mine and yours is perfect. Anthony's going for the turnover line here.
Which, not
Anthony liked my line.
right. So I wanted to do even more of an even more drastic version of it. It didn't work. Once again, I think I'm 0 for 3 on those.
And hyzers are hard, dude. I'm so bad at them.
Yeah.
That's why I throw forehands, because I can just throw hyzer.
What do you think is hard about it? The execution or like
Just
the trust?
Getting the angle
visualization?
right. Because like it's real easy to get them too high and they fade out, or too much and they cut roll.
Yeah,
Okay.
the margin for error is
Much smaller.
tiny.
Going the lefty flick here?
My gosh.
Yeah.
I see you.
Flick?
And the
Had to do
dexterous.
it.
That was sick. Here I only had maybe 20 left.
Yep.
Easy par. Here we got camera putt from AJ. You managed to hit the band
Barely.
and the basket and still go in while vertical. That was sick. Takes talent right there. Hole 10, 303 uphill. There is OB very close on the left side, and this looked like it was heading for it.
It was definitely heading for it with speed.
We're all going Saint here, probably just for the stability, or do you think for the distance?
Distance.
Yeah. Both.
I'm not
I
sure
could-
I could throw a Tersus that far.
Right. And there's a low ceiling. I don't think I could get it either unless I like scraped the ceiling with the top of the disc.
Yeah.
Right, but then to get it to finish back to the left would be much more
So
difficult.
this is where your disc landed. I'm confused how it got on the other side of that stump.
Same.
Squirrel.
It was coming from the other side of it.
Right. I think it hit the tree behind and caromed.
Oh.
Hurtful.
Brutal. Dang it.
That got a lot of chains. Not enough.
Was Anthony, were you saying it's the squirrel from the previous hole?
I think that there's some collusion going on here. I think AJ, that's how he knew. He's like, oh, guys, check out that squirrel up there. Oh, he's razzing your putts.
Is it my
He-
box?
Oh, you missed.
And
Oh,
then
wow.
we gave him
Okay,
some
is it like-
crackers and said,
Right.
go,
Is it like-
go stand
okay,
over
yeah.
near the lake.
Alright.
Hey, bud, you want some acorns?
Slipped him some peanuts before the
Oh,
round.
that's yanked.
Here, I was questioning both of y'all just to double check that it was my box. And then I proceeded to throw it into the right tree, smacked it. It like had a thwack to it when it hit the tree too, like a demoralizing sound.
Out of your hand, I thought it was hitting that tree and kicking across the fence.
Same.
So not worst case scenario,
Yeah.
but close.
It's what I would have deserved for how snarky I was being. AJ, that was pure on that Saint. That was sick.
Yeah. That thing's good.
Would you just look at it?
Dude, get got. What you
Roll
know?
to the pan.
Ooh, wow.
Smashed it.
This is such a cool hole.
10 feet farther.
Here's another. Instead of a forehand, I'm throwing an Anheuser with a Tersus. I got over on this one. I think I kept
sidearm
wanting this one to, or
my God.
thinking this one was less stable than it was. Like I couldn't rely on it as much, which is good for a trilogy challenge because like you a Tersus by itself is usually kind of just a one-shot disc. But when it's a little bit more stable, you can use it for a lot of different things.
You know what's also good for a trilogy challenge?
What?
A putter that you've never used before.
The putters always mess me up on trilogy challenges.
Always.
Every time. I usually can figure out some drives, but I never make a putt.
Trilogy Challenge 2023 is going to be distance driver, fairway mid, bring your own putter.
There you go.
What the heck?
That sounds
Here,
like a lot of fun.
that's maybe the most stable Tersus shot I've thrown. That was a tailwind. I popped the nose up just a little bit. I expected it to hold to the right, and it just flew dead straight and faded like an EMAC Truth almost.
Yeah. 2/3 of the way through the round, and
Oh, you fought
it's safe to say the VIP Ice Tersus is overstable for a Tersus. So it's almost like a Truth.
This
There
is
it is.
Yeah.
crushed.
And I trusted the heck out of this Tersus
Oh, I see what you did there.
Just truthed it.
and threw it 400 feet.
That was smashed.
Threw it.
Really,
here.
Every time you throw it in
really
the
cool,
shade.
except for the hole's only like 340.
Yeah. So, yeah, bittersweet. And at this point, we were just,
I was playing Shelf at this point.
yeah, we were in love with the shade.
I'm going for shade golf. It started to get a little bit warm around here. We started it early, like 8 a.m., which I guess is early
AJ,
for
you should
us.
probably know Anthony makes like one of these
There's going to be
every
someone in the
time he'll
comments
play
like,
one
I'm
of these
getting up
rounds,
at
and it's always
2
up at
p.m.
stupid.
The day before.
third round by then.
Getting up at 2 p.m. usually isn't something people brag
Well, the
about.
day before, though.
Oh.
Yeah. That's how early they are.
Dang.
I was going to say 2 a.m., but then I was like, no, that's not early enough. There's going to be somebody who gets up at midnight.
They're warmed up by 2 a.m.
There you go.
Really tried to dunk it with that agent. Ice Tersus, though. Man.
Hole 13 here, 360 downhill into like a headwind, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep. And that was such a great throw.
I was really lucky it faded. Anthony, this one looks good too.
Also, nice throw.
Needs to stay up.
Just that
Yeah.
tiny bit of turn.
In the shade, though.
Shelfin.
Yep.
1,000 rated Shelfer.
You guys missed the shade. At least Danny did.
This one, it looked like you just got the nose down more than the other ones.
Yeah, I think I threw it like a felon, and it's a saint.
It is not a felon. Yeah.
That
right.
is true.
So it's
It's
like,
kind of, if you think about it, the opposite.
oh yeah, close. It's close. Yeah, you're right.
There we go.
Name wise,
He
I
got
get
both
it.
of them.
I've got, this is inside the circle.
Probably pretty close to the edge, though.
Yeah. Still, that's... I wish I could say that I would make that with a Warden, but nah.
I mean, you missed left. Warden's a little bit less overstable. Probably hits in the center. Sticks. Yeah.
That makes me feel better, but like, I don't know that it's true.
That guy that's up at 2 a.m. He's like, nah, Danny, that putt was left.
Yep.
Doesn't matter what putter you're using.
He gets up so early to know these things.
I think he's actually got a video breaking down why a Warden would not have made it in as well.
I'd watch it.
This felt good.
Yeah, and then it just caught those branches. This is 356 uphill. The thing about this hole is it's really easy to just fall into that OB on the left side. And so that's what I was trying to stay away from, especially because I think we had a right to left wind here.
Yep.
And
No putt.
I did not. I had a little yumper at it, though. Oh. And I was starting to feel like jump putts at this point. I was don't know why, I was really like, I'm going to make this putt. This one's going in the basket, I believe.
Oh,
And then it
'cause
didn't.
It almost did. Oh, he's done.
Yep.
Just working on your tan.
I need it.
Dang it. I needed that one.
I think my shorts that I've been wearing this year are like a couple of inches shorter than the shorts I was wearing last year. So my tan line is like moving.
There you go.
There's a tan line and then a burn and then a white on my leg.
tan line burn.
Neapolitan. We had left to right headwind here. Just flip this one over too much.
a really, whatever the opposite of ideal is, that's what this wind is for this hole.
An ideal.
Yes. An undeal wind.
And it was at that point that AJ knew he had
I
lost
would just
the
go
Trilogy Challenge challenge.
Oh,
Big,
no.
big straw hat went big flying away, probably.
Big straw hat could not hang. It could, I guess it could hang. Definitely could not sit on the top of my head.
Not
Did
in
you
these
hit that little
conditions.
gap in the tree? So did. Sick.
Yeah, what a gap.
Gapper.
Anthony, you went for the layup there. You weren't feeling confident with the Saint?
Not at all.
Yeah.
I like it. I like the agent play on that. Smart.
That landing zone on the right's bigger than it looks.
Still requires a high level of execution.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks, man.
And you did it, yeah. And then you did it on this shot, too. That was solid.
Smart golf right there. Smolf,
Smolf.
if you will.
Smart shade golf. Go, Danny.
And now that
Schmaltz.
I'm watching it again, like I think both of those Saint throws, 2 out of 3 holes, I think I got my weight too far forward, like over
Yeah.
my
Oh,
right
that's
foot
zone.
at the moment of release. When I had good throws, I felt like my weight was right in the
Jam.
middle.
Yeah.
So that's just what I'm going to use the next time I go out and play.
In your next trilogy challenge?
Next year, yeah. Got a lot of time to study.
Hole 16 is old hole 9, Jones East. It's plays down the same beginning of the fairway, and then the basket's the middle one of those 3 that you can see down there.
That's such an Emporia problem.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay, so we're playing to the basket in the middle. Most people are like, oh, I have to drive 30 minutes to play my course, where within 30 minutes we have 175 holes.
Probably.
I watched these 2 just lace jobs right down the fairway and was so intimidated that I had to take the biggest gap possible.
How can you be intimidated in a hat like that? I don't understand.
Yeah, you know.
That's also, the shot that I threw is better than any that I would throw on hole 9 of East.
Right.
It's probably because you're not using a Saint.
That's
It's that Saint for you.
apparently.
I love this par 4. It's a really good par 4.
It's eagleable, but like it requires a shot that deserves an eagle if you get down there.
Right. It is a high-level tee shot to get all the way there.
A couple of upshots here. Y'all were both short, and Anthony said, so if you want to park it, just aim 15 long.
Right.
Oh.
And so I did.
Ah, that worked,
Easy.
Anthony.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, dude.
You're welcome. It's impressive to miss short on a downhill
Jam.
approach with a backstop.
That was a sick putt, though.
But
Hey,
hey,
working for it.
birdie, guys.
That's a jam sesh.
You did it.
Yeah, my upshot looked a lot shorter than
Nice.
it ended up being.
Probably not gonna work, but we'll see.
This hole 17 is 316. This plays to the old elevated basket. I'm really glad they were able to use that for something
Yeah.
because it's not part of the Supreme layout. I think the design is to go up the gut here, but
Yeah, it is. Just there's
Ooh.
a handful of
Putt,
branches
deep,
that are
putt.
just
Dangling?
yeah, they're just way too much in the way. At least for my liking and yours apparently.
that's where I would throw is up the gut. And then I played with Spencer, a local kid, a few days ago, and he threw the big hyzer, and I was like, huh, might as well.
You guys went big hyzer, so I said, yeah, I'll show the people what the up the gut shot looks like.
The purist.
Right. Yeah.
And that's really good. It needs to turn right more. I think without those branches, it's really good.
Yeah, it came out of my hand a little bit high.
But you got almost bent high, a little yumper.
Oh,
Bonk.
Wow.
AJ, you're outside the circle here, right?
Yes. And yes again.
Oh, no.
AJ, are you outside the circle there?
Oops.
Dang it. That's the danger with elevated baskets like that. If you run it from long distance
Nice putt.
and miss,
That's the
Same
danger
putt-
with
same putt again.
with that prime burst agent.
You had the opposite wind, so
I
it's
don't know
hard
if
to
it
make
was
that big of a correction.
At that
Put it on
point, it
again.
was just my mind was just all in my thumb.
Oh,
And
no.
I was like, that feels wrong. This feels wrong. And
Yeah.
oh, the disc is out of my hand.
that's like
Come on,
Mason
Mike.
Ford's practice round from
Yeah.
Yes.
Texas State's.
Oh,
He's
that
like,
was
I was
so
playing with
funny.
this guy, and then he told me his thumb got sweaty, and I can't stop thinking about that.
Yeah, all I'm thinking about is my dang thumb. Boom!
Crushed.
Stay up.
Probably farthest throw for me on the day.
You're over the
Yeah,
garden?
that was
Unfortunately,
smashed.
it's
You had
nowhere
a few
near the
like
gap.
bombs.
The glide on that thing is bananas.
Too strong.
So hole 18, 547 is par 4. It plays across the creek and to the right, so it's way up in the corner. I 100% thought you were going like big up and over the top on this.
Right.
How sick would that?
I
It
100%
would have
thought you were going up and over with the
maybe
pre-jam.
LB, but like would have been cool. Here, I usually go grenade here, so I did.
That's good logic.
Yeah.
Stuck to my game plan.
Saint is deeper than the felon that I usually throw, so it kind of
Right.
yanked it right. And here you're looking at going up and over the top.
But yes, because
What if
I'm
we
like
went just
20
like
feet away
where you
from
could
the
see
trees.
sky
You-
through there? What if
I have
you tried to punch
nothing.
through
You
that?
kind of would have had to throw it like backwards,
Yeah.
though, right?
I was pretty much aiming vertical and then just seeing what happened.
So I convinced you to just go for the weak spot in the trees.
Yeah.
Just punch through the least dense area.
Yep.
And we heard it like thunk on the ground.
Call it a win.
Right.
So for your birdie,
Ooh.
Almost.
I thought you did.
so pitching up for a bunch of pars, and that's the end of the Trilogy Challenge for 2022. Thank you for joining us, everybody. If you want to play in a Trilogy Challenge, you can head to trilogychallenge.com to find one or run one in your local area this year. Thanks for watching. For AJ Risley and Anthony Vandenheuvel, I'm Danny Lindahl, and we'll catch you next time.